Alrighty. Considering I made a grand total of 4 videos in 2018, I think it's high time to get to work writing a new one. Here we go. And done. You know, maybe I should have actually thought of something before I started writing. What was that? What? Dear Wernanotards, do you remember when we used to have to watch BrainPOP all the time at school? I was wondering if you remember and could make a video on it. Stay smoking, Roderick. I get it. Why not? Hi, I'm Wernanotards. Hi, I'm Wernanotards. If you grew up in the early 2000s, you probably remember your teacher, who was probably like so hungover, showing your class these weird animated educational videos on a website called BrainPOP. And if you don't, what are you doing here? Now here's the part of the video where I explain what it is. BrainPOP is an educational website featuring animated videos. Hey, voiceover guy! Huh? I literally just said that. You did? Yeah, I did. Remember what I said about that. I'm sorry. Now get back to work. Yes, sir. These videos ranged in topics from 7 different categories: science, social studies, English, math, arts and music, health, and engineering and tech. Each of these categories would then be broken down into subcategories depending on the topic. Each episode is hosted by Tim, a spiky-haired lad whose shirt always matches the topic addressed. Also featured was Moby, an orange robot who could only talk using beeps. It was sort of the comic foil to Tim. Each movie, as they were called, would start off with Tim and Moby minding their own business when Moby usually does something crazy.
That's a lot of pizza.
At this point, Tim just kind of pulls out a letter from a random person that just so happens to be the topic of the video, as well as what's on Tim's shirt.
Ooh, how convenient!
This website came out in 1999, which means 2019 will be the 20th anniversary of BrainPOP. Now, I haven't been on the website in years, so it'll be fun looking at what it looks like now. What? This looks nothing like it did in 2010. I remember it looking more like this. And I'd imagine most other people did too. The new interface is kind of bland, if I'm going to be honest.
Childhood ruined.
So without further ado, let's start off with Leonardo da Vinci. Here we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Only a handful of vids are free to watch. The others you have to have a username and password to view. Now most places use their school and mascot as a username and password. However, it was just as easy to Google a free password to use. Alright, now onto the video.
I don't think this was designed to be flown by a 500-pound robot.
Welp, 5 seconds in, Moby's already dead. GMOs suck. Goodbye, everybody.
This contains less phytoestrogen than a normal soybean. What's phytoestrogen?
Dear Tim and Moby, why do so many people talk about Leonardo da Vinci?
Now, something I have to point out with these letters is just how bizarre some of them are. Like, I don't know if people send these in or they make them up themselves, but some of them are just... like this one. Why do so many people talk about Leonardo da Vinci? I mean, I love Leonardo da Vinci, but how many people do you normally see talking about him?
You have no idea.
Sometimes I like to create scenarios as to why the people wrote to Tim and Moby. Here's what I came up with for this one. Alright, first day at my new job. Let's do this. Oh, hey man. Welcome to your new job. Hey, tell me. What do you think of Leonardo da Vinci? Who? Leonardo da Vinci, the painter guy. Huh? We talk about him all the time at the water cooler.
Hey, Leonardo da Vinci!
Leonardo da Vinci to you too, man. Well, Leonardo da Vinci. Why does everybody keep talking about Leonardo da Vinci? I know what to do. I'm going to write to a high schooler in a robot. I have way too much free time. So this is what a typical BrainPOP video is like. Tim talking, Moby staring into your soul. Lots of still images, and of course,
Knowledge.
If Leonardo had published his notes when he wrote them, they would have revolutionized European science.
bet you didn't know that. Now you may be wondering why I'm showing the Leonardo da Vinci one specifically. Well, it's one of the first, if not the first BrainPOP video I ever watched. It's kind of nostalgic going back and watching it. It's nice to see the video hasn't changed or anything. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Although I do have fond memories of learning from BrainPOP, I remember this website more for the funny jokes that came at the end. I'm serious. Each movie's ending was often the highlight.
In fact, you may be interested to learn that the first design for a robot was drawn by Leonardo da Vinci. What? How did you know that? Oh, no way.
Two episodes I remember being particularly hilarious are the episodes about flight and Uranus. Again, it's been years since I've seen these. Can't wait to see them again. They changed the endings. Yeah, it's been a day later. Took me a day to get over it. Two of the funniest episodes, they changed them. And as far as I know, the original versions are gone. Like, I can't find them anywhere. They could be lost forever. Now because of this, you're just gonna have to believe what I say. And trust me, these videos are way different than they used to be. I guess we'll start with flight. Before I talk about the ending though, this video starts out the same way the Da Vinci one did with Moby attempting suicide.
Don't do it.
Moby, do you have a problem? Oh, I think that's my normal outfit in the dryer. Just a second. What's that smell? Moby! No! Ladies and gentlemen, this was the worst thing that could possibly happen today. I mean, how am I supposed to get the smell of robot out of this jacket? Anyway, the original ending to Flight was my favorite of any BrainPOP video. Here's the current version.
One dive, coming right up.
When the elevator's on the tail lower, the nose drops and oh! I think that's enough flying for me for a while.
While it is kinda humorous, in the version I remember, he actually puked. I'm not crazy either. The BrainPOP wiki, which exists, says that the video was remade. Why? What was the reason? Was a flash animated man puking just too extreme for the kids? As for the Uranus one, Tim originally said Uranus. Now he says Uranus.
Uranus. I don't know, maybe Uranus? Oh, that's really mature.
They dubbed it over. Again, what was wrong with the little laugh? These aren't the only two that have been remade. It turns out quite a bit of the BrainPOP videos are not their original versions. I really don't understand why.
Childhood ruined. Again.
Now there was one more thing I wanted to check out before we wrapped up. I want to watch a newer BrainPOP video just to see how the website's changed. How about jazz? We interrupt this program with some breaking news. It turns out Mr. Wordna has made a boo-boo. The video, in fact, is not new. It came out in 2007. However, it was recently remade, so technically it counts. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
Ow, my spleen!
I did not expect there to be music. BrainPOP rarely, if ever, used music back in the day. Hearing it feels odd, to say the least.
You built a musical robot? Cool. Can it play the new One Direction song?
Tim listens to One Direction?
How about something by Taylor Swift?
Okay, hearing Tim talk about Taylor Swift and One Direction just feels wrong. Not to mention how dated the video is going to be in a few years. They'll probably remake it again. It's like when characters from Fairly Odd Parents use a smartphone, or those commercials where SpongeBob uses Instaclam, or pretty much anything else Nickelodeon's ever done.
Demonic Dad!
What do you mean that music isn't sophisticated enough?
See, look at Moby. He doesn't pander to the youth. He dares to challenge the conventions of modern music and look back on a simpler time. I salute you, Moby.
Oh, it's a jazz bot.
You created a robot specifically for jazz. And for that matter, Moby created a robot? That's some Frankenstein crap. It's leaving me with so many questions about the BrainPOP universe that need to be answered. I'm just gonna let them scroll right here, and you can pause the video and read them.
Dear Tim and Moby, what is jazz?
What is jazz? Seriously, could they not come up with a better question than that? The letters are usually pretty dumb, but not this basic. Now, what would the scenario for this one be?
Hey man, I need help.
What is it, Gary?
I keep hearing about this jazz thing, but I don't know what it is.
Why don't you look it up on your computer?
No, that will take too long.
You're right. Why don't you write a letter to an animated man and a robot?
Dude, that is a great idea.
Bro-I-K-R.
I will teach those darn kids a lesson. Mess with Gary, he gets scary.
Regardless, let's continue.
Jazz originated in New Orleans, Louisiana at the turn of the 20th century. It was played mainly by African American musicians who combined several musical styles to create something totally new.
You know, it just hit me. Tim is like the smartest high school student ever. Seriously, he knows about computers, health, and even math that I've never been able to do. How hasn't he won awards? This man could be our president. In fact, I nominate Tim for our next presidential election. Vote Tim. Make America smart again. Alright, let's go ahead and watch the ending of this one.
Often, they combine jazz with other musical genres. There's Latin jazz, free jazz, jazz fusion, smooth jazz, acid jazz, jazz folk.
Playing board games and playing tic-tac-toe.
Anyway, that's the story of jazz. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go download some disposable pop music.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
What? Oh, can't move. You'll pay for this, Jazzbot.
So, not only is it a Jazzbot, but it can also shoot out rings to make people freeze. Moby definitely has issues. Before I end the video, I suppose it's worth saying that other than videos, there were a couple of other things to do on the website. There's also games, a personal favorite being one called Guts and Bolts, a new movie maker I may try one day, and also a comic. The comics featured such gems as...
To be or not to be, that is the question. Yeah, great, but could you do it with a little more animation?
Well, that about wraps up my little glimpse back at BrainPOP. Is it as good as I remember it?
Nope.
While I did have nostalgic feelings throughout, the new interface as well as the remade videos kinda ruined my experience. However, we aren't done yet. Next time, I'll be looking at BrainPOP Jr. Now, it won't be my next video, but I will get to it sometime later this year. I really hope, that I get to upload more videos this year than I did in 2018, because 4 is pretty embarrassing, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some campaigning to do. Hey! I'm campaigning to get this man elected president. Will you join me? Just take this, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know. We need to make sure that this man is in the White House. Do you understand me?
No. So they're letting cartoon characters run for president now?
Tim 2020.
Wait, you will get kidnapped by robots? I thought you said this was legal.